We're just 96 days away from the 2024 general elections. Hello and welcome to Joy News Prime with me, Samuel Kojo-Brace. Our lead stories are Minority and Works and Housing Committee calls for the removal of the Lands Minister over what they describe as a sector minister's failure to protect water bodies and rivers from illegal mining.
As minister is like two deputy ministers in charge of lands and forestry, and they cannot protect our mineral bodies. The best punishment you can give to them is to sack them.
We'll bring you more details as Ghana Water Company boss proposes the full military takeover of endangered sources of water as the company's production drops from 70 to 40% nationwide. Also, government has no choice but to pay 270,000 cedis to victims of the Techiman South shooting in 2020. That's the ruling of the High Court, Wenchi. We have details of the judgment plus speak to lawyer for the victims. And at 8 p.m. Pius Kojobaka will be here with Prime Business.
Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana attributes current reduction in the prices of petroleum products at the pumps to the deregulated program introduced in 2015.
What is happening currently is exactly what the consumer would have wished to see under the deregulated program.
Independent, fearless, credible. Thanks for choosing us. Please stay. Now, the Minority on the Works and Housing Committee is calling for the removal of the Lands Minister and his deputies over their failure to protect the country's water bodies and rivers from illegal mining. Currently, Ghana Water Company Limited's production level has dropped from 70 to 40% nationwide due to illegal mining activities. In our latest hotline documentary, Poisoned Rivers, producer Richard Kwajo has been detailing ordeals of communities bearing the brunt of the pollution. We'll hear from the minority shortly, but here are excerpts of the documentary.
Despite the odds, the Ghana Water Company perseveres. The treated water, painstakingly processed from the sludge, is finally pumped into the homes of hopeful residents. But the struggle is evident in every drop. The water, although clear to the eye, carries the heavy weight of a journey fraught with threats of contaminants.
I think that, like other countries do, water bodies are national security issues. They are national security zones. If Water Resources Commission, though working in it, they are civilians, but it's under the Ministry of Defense. And let's test the resilience of our military and see whether that problem will not be resolved. As at now, yes, once in a while we bring them in to go on, but that's a flash, it goes off. But if you make it their responsibility, and they cannot stop our water bodies to be polluted, how can they guarantee citizens that when there is an invasion of foreign forces, they will be able to stop them? And I believe strongly that if it becomes a national security issue, and Water Resources Commission, though it's a civilian department, but under the jurisdiction and supervision of the military or national security, I'm sure this still will give me 100 days. I'm sure it will be, because they will be marked by the quality of water. And I know the men. I know what they can do if given that responsibility. So I think that we've gotten to a stage where we need to be brute about it, we need to be truthful about it, we need to confront it head on. If we leave it in the hands of politicians, look, Mr. A will be saying, when you are come, I'll bring them back. Mr. B will say, when I come, I'll make sure they don't do it. And it becomes a game.
But it's the politicians that control these.
So that's what I'm saying. That so move it off their jurisdiction under the jurisdiction of CDS and see whether there will not be a change. For me, if given the opportunity, that's what I will.
Now, ranking member on the Works and Housing Committee, Vincent Opon-Asamoah, says the country will begin to witness the desired results when the sector ministers are sacked by the president.
directly under his ministry. This Galamsey issues, the mining issue falls under him. And you know, there's a deputy who is in charge of those areas, Mikuduka. Even his own hometown, where his constituency is not spared. And it looks as if there's a huge institution at the Jubilee House that supervises this illegal act.
Some will argue that firing the land minister is not the way to go.
It needs to be a bit hard. Firing, the worst thing that anyone can suffer is a minister losing his job as a minister because of the fact that he couldn't perform. And this is a very, very sensitive issue. So if you have ministers, like 2 deputy ministers in charge of lands and forestry, and they cannot protect our mineral bodies, the best punishment you can give to them is to sack them. And whoever comes to you, give him what the presidency intends to see, so far as that area is concerned. But within the 3 months, I can bet you nothing is going to happen because we are getting into elections.
Well, let's go on Zoom and speak to Ranking Member on the Water and Sanitation Committee, Alhassan Suhuyini. Grateful for you to join us now. There are calls for the military to be entrusted with the full responsibility of protecting these endangered water bodies. Where do you stand on this? Kindly unmute so we can hear what you're saying, sir.
Just asking you to permit me to make a minor correction. Indeed, okay. I am the ranking member for Lands and Natural Resources and Northwest and Housing Committee. But good evening to you and good evening to our viewers. I heard the CEO for Ghana Water Company Limited make the suggestion that we may have to move the command and control to the CDS level if we desire better results from the interventions of the military as far as the need for them to protect these water bodies are concerned. And I'm just wondering if that is a race, because we have gone to the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces level. You recall that His Excellency the President himself put his job on the line and vowed to ensure that this menace of Galamsey was dealt with, and promised that he was willing to put his presidency on the line. Unfortunately, we are having this conversation because clearly he has failed. He and his government has failed in this fight, and that is the reason why we are having this conversation. So I do not think that repeating what has failed, even when the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces was in charge, and in this case, putting the CDS in charge is going to make any significant difference.
Okay.
What I think we should do, given the fact that we are saddled or stuck with this failed administration until after about 96 days, is to perhaps plead with His Excellency the President to try some new people at the various ministries. It is not possible at this stage for the President and his government to be kicked out of office. That would have been the ideal, but we still have about 96 days. But perhaps if he, fires his Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, fires the Minister responsible for Environment, for the notable failure that we are all, experiencing, perhaps the new people minded by that dismissal, even though there are few days left, may be coming to the job with some more seriousness than we have currently seen. I mean,
but I mean, what will the new people bring on board that the old ones may or have not been able to do?
For example, I think that we have heard repeated calls on the Minister for Environment to repeal LI 2462, which permits mining in forest reserves. The ministry hasn't since responded to this. If for nothing at all, a new minister may be minded, I'm just hoping, to do something about that LI that allows for mining in these forest reserves. Remember that these water bodies are polluted because of the mining that is taking place around these water bodies, in some cases, in the forest reserves.
Okay.
And it is happening because these have been sanctioned by the people who are in charge of these ministries. So
will a future NDC government repeal that law?
Absolutely. I mean, that is the commitment of the NDC to ensure that we look at how to improve the mining sector, doing so sustainably and protecting our environment and ensuring that our water bodies are rejuvenated.
Okay.
Because
I'm
if you
grateful
look
to
at our
you.
manifesto, if we look at our manifesto, we have contemplated the idea of Restoration Ghana initiative.
Okay.
We have also talked about recategorizing.
I think that there's a lot for us to talk about this, but I'm grateful to you tonight for having the time to join us here. But let's just stay with the water crisis, because the Ghana Water Company in the Ashanti region has forewarned that residents in Obuasi and adjoining communities could face a looming water shortage as illegal mining activities continue to ravage water bodies in the area. The Odaso treatment plant, the main source of water to the mining communities, is now heavily polluted beyond its permissible limit, with about 60% of the water treated from the plant going to waste. Ghana Water is contemplating a shutdown of the plant over increasing operational cost. Emmanuel Bright Kweku has more in this report.
Illegal mining activities along river bodies continue unabated in the Ashanti region, damaging water sources intended for domestic and agricultural use. The Odaso treatment plant serves residents in Obuasi and its surrounding communities, but the plant faces an imminent shutdown. The Oda River running through the plant is now polluted beyond its initial turbidity and coloration levels. Dr. Hansen Akute is the Chief Manager, Ashanti Production Region of the Ghana Water Limited.
The Odaso treatment plant was designed to produce about 4 million capacity plants. So 4 million capacity plants. For every treatment plant, you must run what we call 24/7 processes. In other words, 24 hours continuously and 7 days within the week. Odaso alone, we are not able to run the 24/7 days continuously because of the galamsey. So we do what we call the batch system. Out of the 1.5 million gallons a day, which is about 664 meter cube a day, we are able to treat just about 3776 meter cube a day.
A similar situation is encountered by the water treatment plant in Konongo, as illegal mining activities threaten the only source of water in the area.
Currently, we are just abstracting about 1 million gallons a day for Konongo. And of the 1 million gallons a day, what it means is that we are just able to produce about 780,000 gallons a day. Invariably, we are just using about 22% of the design capacity of the plant, of which we must be the demand of the people in Konongo. Invariably, because also there's an infestation of galamsey activity all over the enclave of the river Enum in the Konongo, which we abstract for treatment. And the turbidity of Konongo has also risen so high.
The cost of treating the polluted water is impacting heavily on the operational costs of the water company, threatening sustainable production.
In the past, we were using just about 0.1 pesos Ghana to treat 1 meter cube. But currently, we are using about 6 cedis, 74 pesos to treat 1 meter cube of water.
For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright Kweku.
Now, the Electricity Company of Ghana has begun a mass meter replacement exercise to change over 1.5 million meters for customers across the country. This was announced at a press briefing to kickstart the exercise in the Accra East region, where at least 250,000 meters are expected to be replaced in Makola, La, Legon, Medina, Adentan, and 5 other districts. James Avaji has more in the following report.
The Electricity Company of Ghana has announced an exercise to change all old faulty meters for customers in major parts of Accra. The exercise has kick-start today, Monday, the 2nd of September, and will continue, according to the ECG, for the next 2 months. Already, the ECG says it has given contract to 10 subcontractors in all 10 districts under the Accra West region to undertake this project and complete it by end of October this year. But on whether any payment has been done so far, here's a response of Managing Director Samuel Dubik Mahama.
Through this exercise, we have to say a big thank you to all our partners, Alpha TND, Ghana Electrometer, MBH, My Energy, Nuri, Gamma, Wena Technologies, and Humanlytech. As I speak to you, it's after these meters are installed that they get paid. No meter has been paid for ahead of time under the loss reduction program. The loss reduction program allows for the meters to be installed in the requisite areas, and then they get paid after the meter starts to generate revenue.
But the key question is, which particular meters are the Nuru meters? Which ones are going to be changed and which ones are going to be fixed for you? One official actually took us through an explanation of the differences in some of these meters.
This three-phase meter and this single-phase meter.
Three-phase, basically for people using it to do work or all of that. What's the difference?
No, it depends on your consumption. If you are having maybe your house about 6 air conditioning, heater, and the rest, it's better you have three-phase meter.
Managing Director of the ECG, Samuel Dubik Mahama, has also been warning customers against any move to tamper with any of these new meters.
Please, these meters are smart meters. They are MMS compliant. They are very visible on a dashboard in our offices. Please don't touch these meters because we will know. Please don't tamper with these meters because we will know. There's been a huge revenue leakage, and across the country we have to change close to 1.5 million meters as quickly as possible.
James Ameji here for Joy News.
Mary Eshan Opon is Communications Officer for ECG, Accra East Regional Office, and joins me via Zoom for more. Grateful for joining. Now, are the 250,000 meters ones that you have already mapped out, or they are customers you expect to get in touch with complaints?
Okay, thank you, and good evening to your viewers. So the 250 meters are the meters that we have allocated for this exercise. So it could be more or less, but in Accra East region, we have about 174,000 Nuri meters, which we are specifically replacing. And then aside the Nuri meters, we have other meters which are obsolete. So when we add these two, I'm sure we'll get about 250. But nonetheless, if we realize that we need to increase the numbers, we'll do so, because we have lots of meters in stock for this and other exercises. So for now, we are targeting 250 meters.
Okay. Now, does this capture postpaid meters as well?
Yes. So with this exercise, we are replacing all obsolete meters. So if the postpaid meter is also over age, we will change. And we also have another exercise which we term the loss reduction project, that we are replacing all our meters to smart prepaid meters. So including postpaid meters, we are also replacing postpaid meters to smart MMS compliant meters.
Okay. Now, some of your customers are skeptical about this. They fear the new meters may be more expensive than what they are used to, especially those of them who do not have any problems with their old meters. Is their fear justified?
Well, what we can say is, you know, with these new meters, they are very smart. And then they also use the same tariff as they use on their old meters. So there's no cause for alarm. customers should be rest assured that we're going to bill them the same as they consume. So we will encourage customers to practice conservation so that you only pay for the consumption you use, and then also you pay for what you use what you can pay. That is what we can encourage customers, that they should practice conservation so that their bills wouldn't be so huge for them to be able to pay and pay promptly for ECG.
All right. Grateful to you for joining us here, Mary Eshiano-Pong there. This is still the Joy News Prime. We'll take a break here. We'll be back with more. Please do stay. Now, welcome back from the break, and let's do election headquarters, which is brought to you by Petrosol Platinum Energy, Energizing Dreams, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, and the American Institute of Certified Public Accountant, together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, also by the German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental, Wellness, and Beauty, and also Chopbox Technologies, a convenient service, as well as Youth Bridge Foundation, bridging the gap for positive youth development. Now, the Electoral Commission admitted to mistakes that had bloated the number of absent and transferred voters, calling into question the integrity of the register. This is coming just days after the NDC raised the alarm that some votes had been transferred illegally in the Pusiga constituency and Ejumako Enyan Esiam constituencies. Now, the EC says it was an honest mistake and has taken steps to rectify the situation. Michael Ashley has the rest of the details.
Just after the Electoral Commission concluded a one-week voter exhibition exercise, the National Democratic Congress was up in arms. They insisted that the names of some voters had been transferred illegally and deliberately to favor the New Patriotic Party. In Ejumako Enyan Esiam in the Central Region, the NDC alleged that the EC secretly transferred 3,000 plus voters into the constituency's voter register. Deputy Commissioner at the EC, Dr. Bosman Asari, says it was an honest mistake.
In the preparations towards the 2024 exhibition exercise, the absent voters list and the transferred voters list inadvertently included all transfers that had been done since 2020 when this register was first prepared. This has resulted in a higher than expected number of absent and transferred voters. This understandably may have caused some anxiety to our stakeholders, as exemplified by the press conference addressed by the NDC in the Ejumaku Enyan Esiam constituency of the Central Region. The Commission has corrected this anomaly and will share with all the political parties the corrected absent and transferred voters list.
In the Upper East Region, the Commission says it has suspended the Pusiga District Electoral Officer after concluding preliminary investigations into the alleged voter transfer.
The voters involved in the Tamale South and Sangnerigu constituencies incident have denied taking part in a transfer exercise. What they have alluded to is that their voter ID cards were collected by one Haruna Muniru, ostensibly for the processing of a loan. Preliminary investigations by the Commission have revealed that voter transfers were indeed effected for 38 individuals, using the credentials of an Electoral Commission official. The Commission has suspended the Pusiga District Electoral Officer and has invited him to respond to the Commission's findings.
The Commission now says it has broadened its investigation to include all district electoral officers, fearing the issue may be widespread. They have also introduced fresh measures to ensure this does not happen again.
The Commission is currently investigating. While the Commission does not have any evidence to believe that this occurrence is widespread, we have instituted investigations to ascertain if similar incidents occurred elsewhere beyond the reported case in the Tamale South and Sagneregu constituencies. Any such transfers will be reversed. Following this incident, the Commission has introduced a liveliness check in the verification process, which is a feature designed to ensure that the biometric data being captured is from a live, present human being and not from a spoof source, such as photograph, which is what was done in this case. The liveliness check has since been built into the system to prevent any such future occurrence.
The Commission says, although the register is not foolproof, they insist that the voter register is credible and will always take steps to correct all anomalies. For Joy News, Michael Ashale.
Well, I speak to Haruna Idrisu, who is MP for Tamale South, from where some voters were transferred without their consent. Grateful to you for joining. Now, EC's admission is somewhat a vindication of the NDC since the party raised issues with the process, right?
Very worrying. Inadvertence is an unsatisfactory explanation from the Independent Electoral Commission. We will not accept that as an excuse. We are concerned and worried that on election day, many voters may go to polling stations and they'll be told your name is not here, go here. They'll get confused, and that will undermine the integrity and credibility of the elections. It is also important to establish that elections are governed by law, CI 127. What is it that the EC is required by law to do to facilitate transfer or register absentee voters and others are all regulated by law. We will not accept any conduct that is illegal. We are interested in every voter having an opportunity to exercise the right guaranteed in Article 42 of the Constitution. I'm yet to confer with the NDC Director of Election, Dr. Omani Buama. We will be asking the Electoral Commission to do a technical audit of all the biometric devices, the state of their batteries, the state of their adapters. We do not want a situation when election day, the biometric devices become dysfunctional or less functional or poorly performing because a battery is low or a battery is substandard or a battery is not available. We will ask for a technical audit of all batteries, its availability, its efficacy as must be measured technically. We are hearing that the Electoral Commission has ordered less than is required for 75,000 biometric devices. A less than 5,000 order of batteries may not be sufficient, and we do not want chaos on election day. But as I said, I just drove into Accra from Georgia. I'm now heading and will have a meeting with Dr. Omani Buama, who I believe in consulting with the leadership of the NDC will put in a formal request. What is the state of the BVDs? Are their batteries in good state? Have they been assessed? Are there standby batteries to support the functionality of them throughout the 24-hour effectiveness we expect on election day on 7th December? Okay. What is the state of the adapters? You remember when we reported publicly about lost devices. But in Tamale South, we are policing the EC very closely. Okay. And monitoring the numbers of the 54 persons that were transferred to Pusiga. We are vigilant and we expose the EC and all other actors that are seeking to undermine it. But please, for the sake of the peace of our country, let the Electoral Commission ensure that no voter is denied a vote on election day on the assumption that we cannot find your name, there was transfer. If the person comes out and you say his name has been transferred, how would he know? So we will not accept inadvertence as an excuse. I will call for a technical audit of the batteries. Okay. Bless you.
Let's see how that goes. Grateful for joining us too. Haruna Idrisu there. Now, several shops in Kaswa were razed by fire on Monday evening. Firefighters are working around the clock to douse the inferno, which has engulfed a number of structures at the Ghana Flag Junction. Reports say it started at about 5:30 p.m., at which point the resident called the Ghana Fire Service. The structures affected by the inferno of the Kaswa Obom Road include carpentry shops, drinking spots, and others. No casualties have been recorded so far. However, properties worth tens of thousands of cedis have been lost. A resident expressed fear of the worst as the area is dotted with power lines with 2 filling stations very close by. However, the Ghana National Fire Service officials are making progress in quenching the flames. David Ando joins us live from the situational ground. David, I'm grateful to you. What more can you report for us? David, kindly unmute so we can hear what you're telling us. Well, so what you can see on the screen now, are scenes from this area around Kaswa and Obom, where we are told several shops have been razed by fire Monday evening. We understand that firefighters are working around the clock to douse the inferno, which, according to reports, has engulfed a number of structures at the Ghana Flag Junction. Eyewitnesses say it started at about 5:30 p.m., at which point residents called the fire service for intervention. My colleague David Ando joins me. David, you are on the ground. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, around 5:30, the eyewitnesses here told me that they saw some fire had started around a place called Ghana Flag Junction. And that place I'm talking about, it has about, say, 10 structures, containers, and there is one big structure which I've been told a few minutes ago that is a church. It's a church structure which people come there to, worship. But this evening, when the thing started, the people around here tried to get in touch with fire service. They tried their best, but they couldn't come on time. So when they came, some of the structures were burnt down. But when they came, they also did well to bring the raging fire under control. So as I'm talking now, the fire is being put under control by fire service men.
All right. We understand no casualties yet. Have you been able to get in touch with any of the shop owners? What have they been telling you?
I saw some of them, but, they are traumatized. They are not willing to talk. But those from those around the place, they were saying that some of them, they rise to take their things out. Some of them, they couldn't do that. And there is one structure which owned by a carpenter. And that carpenter, I'm told, has lost his everything. And one thing which was really dangerous is that the location is in between 2 filling stations. So when the fire was burning and the direction of the wind was also not helping because the wind was moving towards one filling station nearby. So that actually made the people very afraid, and fire service did a good job and they tried to put the fire under control.
All right, David Ando, thank you for this information. Keep monitoring it and let's have all the update. From that, government has no choice but to, pay. That's the ruling of the High Court in Wenchi in the issue about the shooting that happened in the Techiman South during the 2020 elections. We'll bring you details of that particular story. But the governing New Patriotic Party is grappling with a number of 8 certain MPs deciding to run as independent presidential candidates in the 2024 election. NPP MP for Suhum Kwajo Asante and NPP MP for Aguna West Cynthia Morrison have formally announced they will be ditching their party and run as independent. Will this number rise, and what will the party do about it? Member of our political desk, Kwajo Asante, reports.
28 NPP MPs lost their bid to return to parliament in their party's parliamentary primaries held last year. 2 of them now set to run against their party in the general election as independent candidates. There are now fears within the party that there may be more announcements on the way. NPP MP for Aguna West, Cynthia Morrison, was the first to announce her candidature. Joy News understands the party is still working to convince the former gender minister to drop the plans of running as an independent candidate. Even before the dust on that will settle, another NPP MP, Kojo Asante, has also announced he's going independent.
They did the help. They petitioned me. And then they said that it doesn't matter what has happened. I should come and serve them. I should come and continue my work. So if you are talking about what, sort of the impetus, my voice, what is pushing me to do what I'm doing or to do this declaration, then all that I would say is that it is Suhum people. It is what? Suhum people. One person cannot say that you are going for independence. One person. Can one person go for independence? I'm asking you, can one person go for independence? One person cannot go for independence, right? Yeah, it is the base. It is what? The base.
Prior to this announcement, party bigwigs, including Minister for Food and Agriculture, had made moves to convince the Member of Parliament for Suhum to back down. What is clear now is that those overtures were unsuccessful. Article 3H of the NPP's constitution is clear. Any member of the party who stands as an independent candidate against the officially elected member of the party is deemed to have forfeited his or her membership. In 2020, a certain NPP legislator, NP for Fomena Andrew Amokwesiama, broke away from the party to run as an independent. He was expelled from the party and his seat in parliament declared vacant. The party does not have that luxury of a wide majority in parliament currently and may not be able to expel these two MPs and declare their seats vacant, as that will send the governing party into opposition in parliament and make them the minority. That will surely torpedo government's legislative agenda, given the key businesses currently before the House ahead of its dissolution in January. Kweku Asante for Joy News.
Leader of the political movement, the New Force, Nana Kwame Bediakon, has unveiled his economic plan dubbed the 12 Pillars for Economic Freedom. This ambitious framework, according to him, aims to address key economic challenges facing the nation by focusing on job creation, economic independence, and self-sufficiency should he win the elections in December. Nana Kwame Bediakon also pledged to revamp their country's railway system as well. He also announced a plan to build a comprehensive railway network exceeding 8,000 kilometers. To achieve this, the New Force emphasized the importance of utilizing Ghana's iron ore resources, particularly from the eastern region, to manufacture steel domestically. He made this disclosure at his policy launch on Sunday.
Can Ghana be run with 12 ministers? Well, Nana Kwame Bediakon of the New Force thinks so. Kwame Bediakon is promising to run the leanest government in the history of Ghana with just 12 ministers if he wins the elections in December.
The apostolic governance, the 12 ministries. Apostolic governance, it's a title, it's some title right here, but it's the 12 ministries. They say less is more. Our government will be the leanest, most efficient in the history of African politics. We present to you the apostolic governance, 1 president, 12 ministers. Create a lean government that will be responsible for the 12 pillars.
Mr. Bediakon also indicated that he will create a national sovereign wealth fund, which will be backed by gold reserves, which will support the economy.
The potential of agro-processing and all the arable lands in the country amounts to $2.5 trillion US dollars. This is the outcome of our research. We are determined to bring out every region's wealth. So as you can see, we have searched every region inside out and realized what sort of wealth that can be created there and projected it in the next 10 years. Ghana will have an economic output at 4.7 trillion, with the 13 million hectares of arable land and all these minerals, we will also create 8 million jobs in a decade.
Nana Kwame Bediako is hoping that his 12 pillars for economic freedom will resonate with the Ghanaian voter to elect him as president on the 7th of December.
All right, it's a Monday evening, and we'll have to bring you all the gist that we had over the weekend. And you know what? Becky Bex has you covered. Hi.
Today, gospel music and gospel events is in the news. That's what I'm bringing to you. First of all, let's talk about Aquintupa Experience. So 2 years after the maiden edition was held, the Aquintupa Experience concert by gospel musician Diana Hamilton makes a comeback on October 5, 2024. The event, organized in partnership with Enterprise Life Insurance, will be held at the Dominion Centre in London. We spoke to Diana Hamilton.
First experience was done in London in the year 2014. And since then, in the year, we did 2014, the 2015, and then in 2016, we brought it to Ghana. And we haven't stopped till now. And then 2 years ago, we had the first partnership with Enterprise Life to do the Aquintupa Experience of Diana Hamilton. And this year, we're going again more because London is where it all started. And it's just fair that we go back to where it all began and to celebrate the 10 years, because it is purely the doing of the Lord. It is marvelous in our sight. Anybody that comes for any DH event, Experience with Diana Hamilton, knows that it's a full package, spiritually, physically, emotionally. It's a full package, and we are leaving no stone unturned. We're praying, we're planning, we've launched it. Watch your social media handles, go on my website, grab yourself a ticket, get ready, come prayed up, come expecting, and see what God is about to do. We all assign ourselves, the assignment to go pray and then come with different artists, and then we brainstorm. And because we don't want to pack the night, it's so difficult narrowing it down to that few numbers. But God always comes through, and the one after his heart for that particular time, he makes it available to us.
October because like Diana said, she had her first experience 10 years ago, and this year we're celebrating the 10th year with her. 5th October because it was a great time, a great date, and the location was amazing too, so that's what factored into that. We have clients who already live in the UK, and what we're going to do is that we're looking at as a way to reward them for their loyalty and for being with our brand. We'll invite a few of our clients to come and enjoy the experience. They'll have one-time engagement with Diana as well, and then also engagements with us. And we have some goodies from Ghana that we'll bring into them as well in the UK.
Well, away from Diana Hamilton, let's talk about legendary gospel artist Esther Smith. She made a stunning comeback to the stage after a 10-year break, captivating her audience at the debut concert at Perez Chapel over the weekend. During her performance, she sang nearly 20 of her most cherished hits, including Nipa Wiye Kese and Odiyasem Mayeng, igniting a powerful atmosphere of praise and bringing fans to their feet. Nicholas Ekoyamwa has more in this report.
For 10 years, she left Ghanaians wondering why she had stepped away from the music scene to settle abroad. Many missed her songs, with some even calling for her return. Well, Esther Smith has finally heeded the call of Ghanaians and staged a massive comeback to the music industry with her Esther Smith Live in Concert. The first concert took place at the Church of Pentecost in Bantama and climaxed with the Accra edition held at the Perez Dome. Dressed in a stunning white gown that shimmered like a bridal ensemble, she captivated the audience with her soul-stirring ministration, leaving a lasting impact. Gospel music lovers were also thrilled by performances from ASP Kofi Sapong, Minister OJ, Noble Nketia, and Pastor Joe Bicham. Each of whom brought their unique energy to the event. Patrons couldn't hide the excitement.
This woman, the greatest of all time. Nobody. Your friend, the gospel Mushatawale. Back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Nobody.
It's been so fantastic, awesome, and spirit-filled.
It's been very exciting. Very, very exciting.
Yeah, the program is very cool. Over 10 years, she has not been in Ghana. And look how what we are doing here. Very spectacular, very nice, and it's very awesome. It's awesome.
This concert is more beautiful and wonderful. I've really enjoyed the music, man.
Esther Smith's performance was met with overwhelming applause as she announced that the concert will become an annual event.
I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody who came to this program. And name Shabo say, Oduma Nyamedi Amame no, me manin coming. Me nyini krana and you may good demon. Me the best chafu from him fra eba.
Esther Smith also promised fans that her hiatus had come to an end and that more inspiring music was on the way. Nicholas Ekoyamo's report for Joy News.
Before we go, U.S. rapper Fat Man Scoop has died aged 53 after collapsing at a concert on Friday in Connecticut. His representatives has told the BBC he was halfway through his set at the Town Center Park in the city of Hartman when he collapsed on stage. Mayor Lauren Garrett said in a post on Facebook that the rapper was taken to a local hospital by an ambulance.
All right, so that's it there for you.
Yeah, on that note, we end showbiz here on Joy News Prime. We're so grateful that you could join us. Please log on to myjoyonline.com. That's where you find all the news. And also make sure that you brush your teeth with Pepsodent this evening and tomorrow morning when you wake up with Pepsodent, because with Pepsodent every smile matters.
Okay, let me say a happy birthday to Mr. Kote, CEO of New Age, and to Nana Ekia as well, the account of that particular company. Enjoy yourselves.
And to whoever is celebrating their birthday today, we wish you a happy birthday. We'll be back tomorrow to do this all over again.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Prime Business. The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana says the current reduction of petroleum prices at the pumps is as a result of the deregulation policy introduced in 2015. This morning, Star Oil followed GOIL by dropping its prices into the 13 cedis range per litre mark. Diesel has also gone down by 20 pesos and is selling at 14 cedis 70 pesos. Market watchers are linking the reduction to the slowdown in the cedis rate of depreciation and prices of crude oil stabilizing on the international market. Duncan Amwa is the Executive Secretary of COPEC.
What is happening currently is exactly what the consumer would have wished to see under the deregulated program. Fortunately, it's taking us a couple of years since we went into the deregulated pricing regime somewhere July 2015. So if you do the numbers, you are doing almost 9 years. Star Oil has been at this marketing for quite some time now. And we are not surprised that currently they are doing very well as the second largest by way of volumes locally. If you look at that strategy and the response from consumers, Pius, the indication you get is that consumers are indeed price sensitive, and indeed they would go for where they believe they get quality, where they believe they get value for money by way of prices. And so what we have seen over the months with Star Oil edging out the likes of Total, Shell onto the number 2 spot is indeed not surprising, because like I indicated earlier, consumers are indeed price sensitive and will choose where they believe they get the right quality at the right price.
The Registrar of Companies has vowed to continue to clean its register until all illegal entities are removed. This follows the removal of more than 600 businesses from the Registrar of Companies books ending June this year for failing to file their annual returns after several warnings. Jemima Wari is the Registrar of Companies.
We will continue to clean the register. We will continue to do that. It doesn't mean that is the end of it. I am just putting it out there. Initially, you used to say that I'm just talking too much and that I'm not really acting. Now we are bringing the ads down. It is not a delight to take companies off the register, but there's no point keeping a name on the register when they are not complying with the requirements under the Act. So once we take it out from next year, we will continue to clean out all companies that are not carrying on business. And if by this notice, more people want to get on the register, they should come and we'll take it off.
British carrier Virgin Atlantic Airlines has announced the resumption of daily flight services on London, that's Heathrow-Accra-London route. The airline, in a statement today, however, noted that services will actually start from May 1, 2025. Reacting to the development, aviation expert Sean Meadows said the resumption will help passengers plan effectively.
The airline, in a statement, maintained that the return was influenced by growing.
Well, the schedule that they're going to be using for this new operation is very similar to what they used in their first iteration. The flight will be leaving London at about 10:30 p.m., arriving in Accra at 5 in the morning, and then the return leaves Accra at 9 a.m. and arrives back in London at 5:40 p.m. So it's excellent for passengers who want to travel just between London and Accra, but the unfortunate flip side of that is if you want to connect onwards to the US, the only 2 markets where you can have connections on Virgin Atlantic are to New York JFK and to Boston. So it is limited largely to passengers who want to fly between Accra and London, but having the option of a daytime flight going north versus, having to fly overnight on British Airways, it's a matter of choice. Some consumers like it, some don't, and it's good to have that kind of option in the market for people who are looking to travel.
And that's it for Prime Business for tonight. But the competition among exhibitors and sponsors of the EcoBank Journeys Habitat Fair in terms of discounts offered is getting very interesting, and you don't want to miss out on that. And we've got the very latest on that for you as we engage Superlock Technologies, saying they are offering potential customers 15% discount on some products. Enjoy.
Building product supplier Superlock Technologies Limited says it has amazing products to meet the demands of its clients. Ahead of the EcoBank Journeys Habitat Fair, marketing executive of the company, Abigail Buffer, tells us about the quality products available for customers.
Welcome to Superlock Technologies Limited. My name is Abigail Buffer and I'm your marketing executive. Today I'm here to take you through all the products that we have here at Superlock Technologies Limited. We are into the installation and supply of finished building products. That's from security doors, we have internal doors, balustrade, burglar-proof, aluminium windows and doors, kitchen cabinets, wardrobes, and our new baby product, which is the vault doors, and we have bulletproof doors as well. It's basically like a one-stop shop for all your finished building products. We've been part of this exhibition since its inception, and then we've had very good feedbacks, very good sales out of these exhibitions that we've had the previous years. So that has informed us to be part of this year's Habitat Fair, hoping to get more leads like we did the previous years.
According to her, the company provides durable and affordable products for its customers. Patrons at the fair will enjoy a 15% discount on some products.
We usually come with very good and exciting offers. So the last time we mentioned that we have a free on-site consultation for all our clients. We come to the site, we take a look at what's going on the site and give advice on what to do and what not to do. So that's not different from this time around. We are still going to do the same thing. And then we are also offering discounts on our aluminium windows and doors. You are getting a 15% discount off. And also on the garage, we have garage doors, we have gates and pergolas. Those ones are also going for 15% discount when you come to the fair.
Superlock has a wide range of products such as kitchen sets, wardrobes, aluminium windows, security and bulletproof doors.
So this is our design, one of our design panel kitchens, which has a built-in microwave, like this. And then we have a wine rack as well, and has a double fridge with a top. This is a double fridge, and then we have the wine, the glass shelf as well here. Yeah. And also we have the island and the stove. And we have this as well, the cutlery basket, and then the bottle. There's a bottle here to store all your spices and then everything that you need to put away. We have a lot of design panels that you can choose from, even normal panels. We have different types of finishing. We have the glossy finish, we have the matte, we have design panels, different types of finishings that you can choose from. This is an example of a both male and female wardrobe, where you have this space for your wife or your girlfriend to display her bags and other stuff. And then also we have the ones with the glass door wardrobe. We also have the LED lights in it. It's optional, but whichever way you want to display your wardrobe, you can have the LED lights in or not. And also here we have this side where you can hang your clothes neatly in there. And then it closes softly, by the way. It has a soft closing. And here we have an island for your wristwatches, your cufflinks and jewelries and everything. Here at Superlock, we have the best security doors. We have two types of security doors. We have the basic and the design security doors. Both have the same security features. The difference is just the finishing. So when you are looking for security and aesthetics, we've got you covered. So all the doors come with 5 sets of coded keys. These keys are coded. It means nobody can duplicate it apart from us. So when we give it to you, we give you something like an ATM card, which has a code on it. So if you want to duplicate it, you bring the card for us to duplicate for you. We also have a wide range of internal doors, ranging from solid wooden doors. We also have WPC doors, which is 100% water resistant, and then MDF door, laminated MDF doors. So these are samples of the solid wooden doors that we have, and you can have the options with glass or without glass, clear glass, milky glass. Here at Superlock, you are actually spoiled for choice. You can get a variety of anything that you want. Here is our bulletproof door, FB6 standards, the first of its kind in Ghana. It weighs up to 150 kg and is the first of its kind in Ghana, like I said, and very strong with the same security features earlier. Like I said, 5 sets of coded keys.
The company promises to provide customers and patrons with efficient service at this year's EcoBank Journeys Habitat Fair.
I would entreat everybody to come to the fair and then come by our stand at Superlock Technologies Limited. We'll be more than happy to have you and take you through all the products, and then we'll take very good care of you when you come. So you can also reach us on our short code *9999.
Hi there, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbao. Now tonight, the Black Stars kicked off their training ahead of the 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifier against Angola and Niger. Now the team is set to host Angola at the Barbara Sports Stadium on September 5, Thursday, before traveling north to face Niger in their second group game of the qualifiers. 10 players participated in the afternoon training session at the Accra Sports Stadium, with the remaining members expected to join the team latest by Tuesday. The team will fly to Kumasi tomorrow, where they will continue preparation at the Barbara Sports Stadium ahead of that game on Thursday against Angola. Now to the Women's Under-20 World Cup now, and that is currently underway in Colombia. Ghana's Black Princesses, who are making their 7th consecutive appearance, are gearing up for the opening game against debutant Austria later this evening. Despite the historic appearances, their best efforts have yet to see them advance past the group stage. But the team is confident of breaking that jinx this year, starting with their opener later tonight against Austria. Here is head coach Yusuf Bazigi on the team's readiness.
Players are much ready because this is what they are waiting for, and the time has come. And looking at the enthusiasm with the technical staff, they are also quite okay because the players are looking up to us. So if we don't cheer up or we don't look much ready, it will go along the line to affect us. Final game against Nigeria in Cape Coast has also given them the kind of strength in terms of state fright, because the crowd was massive, and I think that is also a plus for them. Well, they are responding very well, and I'm very much impressed with the because it is not every coach that will get this opportunity. So when you get it, you utilize it very well. And I've made the girls to also understand that this might be their last, or maybe the subsequent one, they may also get opportunity to play for the senior team. But this is the time to justify why they should be included in the senior team. And then the coach is also here to assess them.
Nigeria's John Gabriel and Treasure Kwason emerged as champions in the professional categories of the 5th edition of Pro Ride 2024 held in Accra on Sunday. The event, which was part of Prudential Life Insurance Ghana's 10th anniversary, attracted over 500 professionals and amateur cyclists. We have more for you in this report. The event, which was held at the Independence Square, drew hundreds of cycling enthusiasts to participate in the 5th edition of the annual cycling event organized by Prudential Life Insurance Ghana. The day was extra special as it was a key part of activities to commemorate the 10th anniversary of Ghana's leading insurance provider. They kicked off with an exciting 20-kilometer amateur race which featured both male and female participants. After some 40 minutes of intense cycling, Reginald Amond and Femiz Bors emerged as the top finishers in the men's and women's categories, respectively. Each winner received a prize of 3,000 Ghana cedis, along with a medal, trophy, and certificate. Following the amateur race, the professional cyclists took to the road, with the men competing in 100-kilometer race and the women covering 75 kilometers. In the men's race, John Gabriel powered through to finish ahead of the competition. His victory earned him a cash prize of 15,000 Ghana cedis, along with a medal, certificate, and a glittering trophy.
I didn't know I'd be able to attend the race. So I was training, looking on that, okay, maybe I will come, maybe I will not come. So at the end of the day, I still came. And actually, for the start of the race, when we wanted to start the race, I never knew I'm going to win the race, actually. So I was just looking at maybe within first 3. So that was, I was just trying to, push anyhow. Maybe 1, 2, 3 will come. I just go first 3 anyhow. So to God be the glory, at least I won the race. So I think I deserve it.
The women's category also, Treasure Kwason clinched first place, taking home 10,000 Ghana cedis cash prize, along with a trophy, medal, and a certificate.
I took 3rd place last year. This year, we as a team, me and my team, we try to put in our best in training more harder to get more better position, and everything worked out perfectly.
Head of Sustainability at Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, Emmanuel Hammond, expressed profound satisfaction with the turnout, emphasizing the company's ongoing commitment to promoting a healthy lifestyle through cycling.
Really impressed. I think it's gone better than we anticipated, and this year's Pro Ride has been really thrilling. We've always had people come from other countries to compete, but I think this year our brothers and sisters from Nigeria really represented. So we're throwing this challenge out to all cyclists in the other countries, West African countries. Anyway, if you're watching, come next year, come and compete, come to win, just like our Nigerian brothers have done. And also want to, challenge our Ghanaian cyclists to, train harder, train hard. Let's keep the cup here in Ghana. But yeah, we really hope that the community, at large embraces cycling and everybody gets involved, and to stay active and to stay fit. That's why we are doing this anyway. And we're really grateful to the Cycling Federation, to all our partners, and to everyone who participated, everyone who left their homes and came all the way here to participate. We're really grateful, and we are hoping to see you next year. Next year, we're hoping that the numbers will grow again, just like this year. And next year when you see Pro Ride, just put it in your calendar, all right, and show up.
On their part, the Ghana Cycling Federation expressed profound gratitude to Prudential Life Insurance for their continued support.
That's all we have for you on Prime Sports tonight with me, Razak Musbah. Thank you very much for your company.